The darkness surrounds us. It's time to light up the night. It's time for Zero Dark 30 with John.
Yay!
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
Of course you can handle the truth. But the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, this is another federal super secret agency out of Washington, D.C., but they wanted 4 letters in their world, right? The Office of the Director of National Intelligence. I tell you, who are they? Well, just another way to keep an eye on us, folks. Anyways, the ODNI has decided that they're going to change the way they describe people because some people are sensitive. It hurts their feelings, literally. All Muslims get their feelings hurt, according to the ODNI, when they use terms like radical jihadis or dangerous Islamists, which means terrorists. In both cases, they're terrorists, but it makes all of the Islamists, all of the Muslims feel bad. Man, welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. It is Zero Dark 30, and I am heading through the night, trying to find my way, folks, to some place that is sane. Beam me up, Scotty. There's no intelligent life down here. Folks, get this. How many times have you heard these radical Christians? Radical Christians. They're bad people. Right? And say, well, wait a minute. What's a radical Christian? Someone who believes in freedom or something? Yeah, that's their thing. That is their thing, folks. We will not make people feel bad because the worst among them commit acts of terror. Now, I don't see any I don't see anyone apologizing to Christians, Catholics, Eastern Orthodox. No apologies. Nope. I don't see Zelensky apologizing to people for putting people in fucking prison. Belief system that contradicts his. You just don't see it. Anyways, folks, if there was a radical right-wing faction of Christianity that believed in burning down mosques and synagogues and attacked people around the world and in our country, and someone said, well, we've got to do something about these radical Christians, I'd be like, well, damn right you should. They're killing people, dumbass. But I wouldn't be upset. I'd be like, those are radical, crazy-ass fucking Christians. Radical, crazy-ass Catholics. Radical, crazy-ass Jews. Radical, crazy-ass Islamists. It doesn't matter if you're a radical, crazy-ass terrorist. But the ODNI, folks, the federal government, wants to quit using those terms, and many others as well. I'm glad that government, the same government that can lie all fucking day long, day in, day out, and call January 6th protesters insurrectionists, right, when there's no insurrection. That is completely fabricated and made up bullshit. And it was done to paint patriots as bad, evil people, as Trump supporters as bad, evil people, as Make America Great Again, a very violent and radical concept. How many tens of thousands of people die every year because of radical jihadis and murderous Islamists How many people die every year because of that around the world? How many tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, directly and indirectly? Now, I want you to ask yourself, how many people were killed by the so-called insurrectionists? Zero. One policeman died of some other medical complication he had. The only people who died on January 6th were actual the protesters, and they were mostly peaceful until they were attacked by the police and everyone else. But I don't hear anyone apologizing to the protesters and calling them by an accurate name, right? The anti-Biden, pro-America, pro-freedom protesters. You know, the hypocrisy, folks, stinks coming from Washington, D.C. And again, the ODNI, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, they're a political animal. They're no different than you and I if we had access to classified information that's valuable for understanding national intelligence, national security. If we had that and we had people with guns and badges running around, we could make things happen. It's almost like these bureaucracies are created to give friends of politicians something to do and to sound important. So we have the ODNI, which is the Department of National Intelligence, whatever. Then you have the CIA, the Central Intelligence, whatever. The FBI, whatever. ATF, DEA, DHS, Department of Homeland Security, whatever. How about the Attorney General that calls parents domestic terrorists? That's right, parents are domestic terrorists. But who have killed no one, by the way, in bombings and arson. Yeah. But the only thing that goes wrong with parents out there is when they have their daughters raped by trans fruitcakes, and then schools try covering it up so they can continue their perverted, sick programs. Then those dads get a little radical. They get a little crazy. They want to yell and scream at somebody. It's going to come to violence, folks, because the left allows it from their allies, and they push it and push against us, people who love freedom and liberty. The hypocrisy stinks, folks. The ignorance is overwhelming. And who gives a shit if an entire group is offended because you talked about the most radical amongst them? The government doesn't give a shit about us. In fact, they talk shit about us. And they've got no problem with it. Generalizing, right? Confirming stereotypes. Right? The first thing they do is lump Christians together with white supremacists and imply the Ku Klux Klan hooded white robe is what everyone wears if they go, to church, or if they go to a school board meeting, or when they go to vote, when they march through their neighborhood. It's obscene is what it is. The entire setup is obscene. And I mean that in the most radical of terms. The obscenity that these people produce every day is unfathomably disgusting, what they're pushing. Imagine, if you will, imagine what the world would be like if we didn't have any authority and control over these people, if there were no restrictions, if nothing were in place to stop them, if we did not have guns, what would the government and their ilk do? Oh, wait till I tell you what fucking Whoopi said. But that'll be for, the Friday Free for All. Oh yeah, Whoopi Goldberg, idiot, and her View companions had some dumb things to say. Like I said, more on that later. Folks, chance favors the prepared mind. Is yours. Get ready, by the way. Get prepared. World War III, they're trying to bring it. Godspeed, Semper Fi.